Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Lefties Losing It. Today, we're going to see some roasting of the left, of the woke, and we're having to start off. We're going to have a little bit of a reminder of what we had for the past 4 years. So let's get to it. Let's do it.
Anyway, and I don't want to.
You don't want to what?
Let me choose my words. I was just thinking. Anyway, but I just look. I mean,
It's so sad.
Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea that
And
Yeah.
and
Idea of
Joan
what?
Shingang. I'm going to pronounce right.
Shingang?
A solid meeting with
I can't
the
remember.
Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
You know, it is just really sad. I mean, that clip that you just saw, it was actually like 5 minutes long or something, and it was just solid, like 30, not even 30 seconds, like 10-second snips, like you saw, 5-second snips. But that went on for like, I think it was a little over 5 hours, and it like, on one hand, it is funny to watch, but on the other hand, and more importantly, it's really sad to see what his wife, his staff, the Democratic Party, and really the media, but I mean, it was clearly elder abuse. And on one hand, I do feel sorry for him, because he should never have. That they should have just 25th amended him, and that would have sucked, because then we would have had Kamala for who knows how many years. But you know, she does word salads, but at least she does words. Somewhat. Horses avoid pride crosswalk.
Police force. Oh, don't like
That's
the colour.
funny.
Don't like the colour. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
I wonder what it's about the colors that they didn't like. 'Cause I'm sure it's not the writers doing it. That's funny.
Guys, let me tell you, this second
Okay.
Trump term is going to be an absolute shit
Success?
show. I know a lot
Oh.
of you are worried about what Donald Trump might do, and you should be. I
Yeah.
mean, look, the guy is an extremist nut
Oh yeah.
who has authoritarian dreams.
What did you say?
Oh gosh, yeah.
But he's not going to be able to accomplish most of what he's going to try to do, because
I think you're
his
wrong.
White House
Uh-huh.
and this entire MAGA movement
Right.
is going to be so
Awesome.
dysfunctional. It's going to
Oh.
eat itself from within. Already
Ay,
it's
ay,
started.
ay.
We have
How?
lunatics on the MAGA right attacking
Okay.
co-president Elon Musk. They have finally
Co-president.
realized that Elon Musk doesn't give a damn about MAGA.
Surely you can't be serious.
Okay, so first of all, this is like their whole big new gaslighting point that they're going to try to shove down the American left and right, whoever listens, which is probably not a lot, but you know, some of them are going to be like, oh yes, you are totally correct. Elon Musk is the vice president, and you are right. Give me a break. Or it's more they're saying that Elon is the co-president, the president, and Trump is irrelevant, basically. So yeah.
Doesn't give a damn about Trump. He's in it for himself.
No,
He
I don't think
bought
so.
Donald Trump to pad his own pockets. Okay, this is all about Elon Musk
Right.
buying a presidency to enrich himself.
Wow.
We all knew.
Yeah, because the man is just desperate for money. Come on, man. He's the richest. I think he's the richest person in the world. The man does not need more wealth. Okay, he's not doing this for the money. In fact, I don't even think he's being paid, him and Vivek, for doing the Doge thing in this administration. I believe they're volunteering their time. So I don't know.
That. And MAGA is just now starting to realize that. You know, they're all anti-immigrant. They want no immigration to this country, period.
They want no immigration into this country, period. But didn't they just accuse Musk of supporting what was that? It's on the tip of my tongue. Is that visa that allows immigrant, like, that makes it so that if you're hiring, you need to like take the immigrants before Americans. There's a whole big thing about Disney right now, that Disney, I guess, was forced to fire a whole bunch of people. It's like, what is it, the H-1B thing? I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, you can't have it both ways, guy.
Elon Musk, he bought Donald Trump because he wants H-1B visas.
H-1B, that's what it is.
To import as much cheap, high-skilled labor.
Which would be immigrants, right? He just said he's anti-immigrant, but then he just said on the other hand, like within 5 seconds, that he wants immigrants. So seriously, these people are delusional.
As possible. He doesn't want to hire Americans because he has to pay them too much.
Right.
So he wants to bring in high-skilled immigrants.
Which would be good for the country, actually.
To work for him. MAGA is just realizing this. And they are losing their minds. You got Laura Loomer, you got Ann Coulter attacking Elon Musk, saying, you're fake MAGA. You just supported Donald Trump for your own benefit.
It's dark MAGA.
And at what point are these people going to realize that Donald Trump allowed himself to be bought? That Donald Trump is in it for the same reason Elon Musk is in it? Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about these people. What? He doesn't care about MAGA. That was just a slogan to fool these people.
What did you say? What the f did you just say?
Yeah, it's just a slug. It's like almost become like the replacement for the Republican Party. They might as well just call it the MAGA Party. You know what I mean? Because it's so like dominant in the Republican Party. I mean, at least from my point of view. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, this guy he's just totally off the mark.
He is in it for money, just like Elon Musk is. How long before they start realizing that about Trump and start
didn't Trump not take a salary his first term? If I remember that correctly? Or it was like $1 or something. Like, it was just, I think he did it. I don't think he got paid. And I don't know what he's doing this term. And quite frankly, I don't care if he gets paid or not. I hope, I mean, he deserves to be paid. So
turning on him. Because each day of his presidency that goes by, he is going to lose some of his power as they realize, look, Donald Trump isn't the future of our movement anymore. He's going to be out of office soon. He can't run again.
Yeah, but...
And they're going to start being honest with themselves that they were played by Donald Trump. As they're beginning to be honest with themselves about the fact that they were played by Elon Musk. Guys, this is going to be a complete and total shit show. Yes, he's going to do some bad things.
Oh, yeah,
but this whole house of cards is going to come tumbling down. You just watch.
My fellow Americans.
Okay, so this, I found this and I thought it was funny. Excuse me. It's obviously, well, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of AI influences in this next clip. I'm pretty sure that they've taken her voice through AI and made a script for it. And the script is funny. Like, this is what her concession speech should have been if she was completely honest. So I think it's funny. And then they obviously use some program to, manipulate the mouth. And of course, it's a little bit blurry. It's like, all the it's all out of secret. Anyways, they've made it so that they could do this. I think it's really funny. So enjoy.
We all knew this day was coming, as difficult as it is to accept that I'm one of the most unpopular candidates in history, even with the entire mainstream media machine backing me and working to get me elected. It appears I have lost the race. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Fox, and everyone else that wasn't on Team Joy. Fuck
Team
you.
Joy.
Fuck all of you. You motherfuckers just can't stand to see a strong black and occasionally Indian woman succeed. How the fuck did I get 15 million less votes than that retard Joe Biden in 2020? And pardon my language, but everyone knows under a second Trump term, we're allowed to say retarded again.
I just diagnosed you retarded.
Let me be clear, I strongly disagree.
You're retarded.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
So get off my balls. But seriously, how the f did Joe get 15 million more votes than me? I'm starting to think maybe we did steal that election in 2020. No way his dusty ass did that much better than me. Shit, I barely got more votes than Hillary Clinton. And we've imported 50 million illegals since 2016. And you know they're all voting for me. As for what's next for me, I'm still in charge of this country until January 20th. You heard that right? Joe doesn't know where the f he is half the time. So plan on an action-packed next couple of months. Might even f around and invade Canada. Finally, thanks for fucking nothing, America. You made Rachel Maddow and Van Jones cry again. I hope you're all very happy with yourself.
Worst Vice President, you're the worst border czar. There's never been anybody bad like you. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
He's a racist! He's a fascist! He's a threat to our democracy!
White people ruined most of everything.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Before Europeans colonized the globe, thousands of indigenous peoples acknowledged and celebrated multiple gender identities as part of their culture. Not only did Europeans spread religion to get others to convert to their ideologies, but the idea of the gender man and woman was also a European ideology.
But I'm pretty sure that was a thing before Europe was even formed, right? I mean, that's from literally Adam and Eve. They've had man and woman, so I'm not sure where you're coming from, my man.
That was one of the tools of the colonization process.
Right, the colonization,
and then man and woman became the standardized gender identity as what we now know today.
Here's how I'm raised.
It became the norm from the European nations, right? Okay.
A gender-positive toddler as a mum with a PhD in child development.
Gosh.
It's stupid simple. When my kid asks, are they a boy or a girl? I simply say, I don't know. We have to.
That's a fail as a parent right there. That's a complete and utter fail.
Ask them. Because what this does is it sets up the idea that we can't.
That they're confused and they don't know what's going on. And then they get sucked into this brainwashing ideology. So, a boo on you, lady.
Can't assign someone their gender based on the way they look.
My son came to me and told me that he didn't feel like he was in the right body. And I asked him, do you want to be a girl? And he said, no, Dad, I am a girl.
Oh, boy. That was touching. I need to, that was so, that was so deep. That was so brave of that 5-year-old. Come on! There's no way he would think that he is like he's a girl. There's no way. That is not possible, okay? That is being groomed by that parent, dropping little nuggets, little suggestions here and there that maybe he's not a boy, and then all of a sudden he grasped onto it, and boom, now he's one of them. These parents are horrible. They really are.
And since then, she has been living as a girl.
Watched The View one day
Yeah.
I decided those women are so intelligent. I shake my head.
They totally are.
The 4B movement is going strong. Told my husband, no more.
Oh, good.
My
Good
kids,
for you.
this is me.
Yes.
This is amazing. Those women are very smart.
They are. And I'm loving the huge, gigantic nose ring. It's a good accessory. It's almost like a little knocker that you could just, I don't know what you could do with it, but it's gorgeous. Now, you're not quite rocking the cat eye glasses, so you're like 98% there, I would say. You're missing the cat eye glasses, but I mean, good for you. Good for you. And yes, I know she's trolling. So in the comments, don't have to tell me. I know these people have been trolling, so.
Thanks for waking me up, guys. I love the new me.
A very serious question for those of you who keep missing my gender. When have you ever met a he, him who looks like this? Huh? She,
what?
her, yes. They, them,
What?
sure. He,
Huh?
him, who? And if you
Who?
do know a he who hims like
What?
this,
Him?
power to him. But the he, hims I know, never he, the way I, she.
Huh?
Know, I present you with she, they so kindly. Could you not he, him all over my sleigh? Think.
What? I don't even know what's going on. I'm having to do like mental gymnastics just to follow this guy, who's clearly a guy, but I guess he wants to be a she. I don't know. That was a word salad. That was a masterclass of confusion. So wow, okay.
Thank you.
And to the people in the back talking about they gonna leave the country. Bye! That's what the hell we want y'all to do. Get the hell out! Thank you. Go somewhere else.
That's
so you
true.
can find out how oppressed you really gonna be.
Yep.
Since you want to sit up here and complain about the best country in the world.
Yep.
What the hell wrong with you? Get the heck going.
No, I lived in Japan for a couple of years, and Japan was good. It was Okinawa. I really liked Okinawa. It was, the people there are really quite a beautiful people. They're so humble. A lot of them live in abject poverty, to be frank. But regardless of who you talk to, for the most part, they're very, very kind, and they'd literally give the shirt off their back, even if it was their last shirt. So, but in saying that, yes, there is a big difference between living in America and living in another country. I've never been to Europe. I would like to go someday. But yeah, when I came back from living in Japan for 2 years, oh my gosh, it was just like, I can't even really describe how just grand and huge everything was. The expanse of everything was so spread out compared to Okinawa. Okinawa, you could literally fit in the Salt Lake Valley. So it's not very big, but yeah, just everything from the stores to, just everything. You really, if you can go live in another country for even 6 months, it would be such an eye-opener to you, to how blessed this country really is, even with all of its faults. And we do have faults. I'm not gonna say we don't, but our the flip side of that is much bigger than the negative. So yay, America. It is blessed, and we should be very fortunate to be living in such a free society, the freest in the history of the world. All right, now this next one, there are 2 clips I kind of just spliced together. I hope it's okay. But it's basically, so this bowling event, it was that you see at the bowling alley. This was like a mask, basically COVID style event where everybody had to be masked, even the workers. They had air purifiers all over the place. They had everybody segregated. The adults were not playing with the children, and then there are different subgroups of, I don't know. It was a mess. But then I spliced it in with a clip. It was a very long clip. It was actually a bunch of clips put together, but this is all from England. And surprisingly, this is from 2020, 2021, but surprisingly, these people are like talking truth right in the middle of the madness of the pandemic and the control that the governments were trying to put on everybody. So anyways, take a look. Hopefully you'll get something out of it.
Hey, I'm Amanda, and come with me as 80 of my COVID-cautious friends go bowling in Portland, Oregon.
If the authorities ever genuinely thought that the masks were about health, then that was for a very brief period, and I'm not sure they ever did, in their hearts, believe that masks had an impact from a health point of view.
What the hell did you just say?
Ever since that point, it has always and only been about control.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Yep. It was about muzzling people, isolating people, and splitting people into polarised camps, because the last thing that any authoritarian-minded government wants is a confident, educated, independent population able to make its own decisions and go about its business. And fear is the key. Fear has always been the key.
We were super thrilled to have Kingpins open before hours for us and agree to mask. We had about 80 people, including kids of all ages and adults, come out and join us this morning from 9 to 10:30. Check out those Aranet numbers. That's because we had purifiers up the ass.
From a psychological point of view, masks are a very potent maintainer of fear. And we know fear has been artificially elevated throughout the pandemic, and masks are now acting to keep that fear level going.
When you look around and you detect other people are wearing masks, what does your hindbrain, your lizard brain tell you? Hazard, risk, threat, frightening.
Yep.
So basically, it amps up people's fear. I think that's been the main reason. It's to make people frightened.
And there's only a couple of countries that have ever really done large-scale studies to try and figure out what might work. Japan, it may not surprise you, is one of them. And they, in one of their large studies, they basically showed that the masks, it seemed like the major efficacy of a mask is that it causes alarm in the other person.
We also had this adult-only section that was really great. Here are a bunch of adults who are in a separate area away from the kids.
It's in the government's interests to keep the fear on, the engine idling, to keep the fear on tick over. It's playing to the instincts of part of the population. I think there are multiple reasons why some people are still wearing face masks. I think for a lot of people it's a symptom of a disease, and the disease is fear. And that fear is not from any Chinese lab, but it was cooked up by our own government.
And but we had tons of kids, and they were all having a great time. There were ball ramps. It was completely accessible. We were able to accommodate people who needed extra space or specific conditions. We were really well spread out here, and like these lanes have like bumpers that come up for individual bowlers.
And remember, this event is like now years after the pandemic. So this is insanity at its purest. So sad.
It's a completely new world.
Then there are those for whom I think the mask is a badge of some sort of imagined superiority.
There
were those who swallowed hook, line and sinker that wearing a mask was a good thing to do, good thing in block capitals, and having been seen to be doing the good thing, they won't. That proportion of the population, that portion of the population, won't let that drop.
And this really charming bowler.
Really charming bowler. I'm sure she's a really nice kid. But man, she is now probably traumatized for the rest of her life, where she thinks she's going to need to wear a mask for absolutely no reason. And it's just sick that this psyop that the governments, and not just Americans, not just the American government, but the governments from all around the world force these mandates and force this kind of, I mean, this is abuse. There's no need for her to be wearing this mask. And it was found early in the pandemic. And remember, this clip is now years past the pandemic. It's 2024. So there's absolutely no reason for her to wear this mask. And look at that. That is like an Uber, like, that's an Uber mask. Oh, gosh, this is just, a whole generation is lost, in my opinion. I mean, not the entire generation, but a huge, vast swath of that generation is just, they're gone. So
I was explaining, but you can't hear her because of the mask.
And masks are so easy to distinguish the good guys from the bad guys.
The masks were always the most straightforward and the most obvious sign that could be demanded from people to show whether or not they were complying, which team they were on, team colours. Are you on team good people who wear masks?
Exactly.
Or are you on team naughty people who don't?
And the noise, how she hasn't been bowling in years.
So sad.
I believe the real purpose of masks is social control. It's time to turn down the fear dial, writes Graham Brady, chairman of the Tory 1922 committee. Now in here he says, many politicians and advisors will admit privately that the policy change compelling people to wear masks was not really about the spread of infection at all, but about the psychological effect that they would have.
Outrageous.
That real purpose is social control, to provide a constant reminder to maintain distance from other people.
It's so sinister. It's so sinister. And, you know, even here in America, Fauci, and I think he said basically we pulled that 6 foot distance rule right out of our butt. That's basically what he said. There was no scientific basis for that rule. It's just they wanted to put one more thing that we had to do, and it's so insane. Like, I don't know, we all had experiences at work that you're just like, why is this happening? This is bizarro world.
To maintain a state of anxiety that leaves people more likely to comply with the restrictions that might otherwise be resisted or forgotten.
Yeah, everybody just had this like fantastic time and it was amazing, and the employees were all totally okay masking for us.
And that's what I think happened with SARS. When I was in the SARS epidemic, I saw everywhere all over Asia, people started wearing these masks.
We have to turn into a mask-using society like Japan, South Korea.
And it is alarming when you walk down the street and everybody coming towards you has a mask on. You definitely do social distancing.
It's kind of like in that movie World War Z, I believe it was, the zombie one, where what was it? It was the scene where there's a whole bunch of infected running towards the camera, and there's like, you know, and they're taking out anybody they see. They're just jumping on them and ripping them apart or whatever they're doing. But there's like this one kid who's sitting there in the middle of this herd of zombies coming at it, and they're just everyone's going around this kid. And so then it comes to find out that the kid was sick or whatever, and then they're like, oh my gosh, they don't attack sick people. But that's neither here nor there. But that's what this kind of reminds me of, is like, oh my gosh, it's like a herd of zombies coming towards me, you know? And I don't have a mask, but everybody else does. So yeah, she's totally right. It affects your brain a little bit.
You definitely, it's just a gut thing. But did the mask really help them?
Nope.
Did the mask keep the virus out?
No.
Almost certainly not.
What I'd say is that masks have come to represent a whole range of values and signals. So I know from interviewing people from my book, A State of Fear, and also more recently, that masks were supposed to signal various things.
So that was, I don't know, I thought that was really interesting, and I think that's something that everybody should be aware of, because, you know, you start hearing little whispers now. You know, there's the bird flu, and, you know, some people are saying, oh, maybe we should mandate masks again, and it's insanity. And I hope that if they ever try to do it again, there's such a huge pushback that it doesn't work. But anyways, hey, listen, I hope you liked the video. And if you did, please subscribe. Please like and share. Sharing is huge. Let other people know about the channel. And it just helps the channel grow, which I'm really, that's my biggest goal in 2025 is to grow the channel. I don't know. I'm hoping like to reach maybe 10,000 subscribers. I maybe that's super lowballing it. I don't know. But I think we could do it. And in any case, I appreciate everybody watching. And until the next video, have a great day. Stay safe. Love you all. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye.
I got nightmares in my head. I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.